And happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. So excited to be on here with you beautiful people tonight. And I've got an incredible helper. So I'm always very grateful for helpers. So thank you so much, Mary Catherine. And then I have three beautiful, incredible, successful guests joining me tonight that are rocking this promotion. So I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping and then I'm going to move it over to them. But first of all, PXP, PXP, PXP. So if you are planning on going to PXP, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat for me, because I kind of want to see, for the people that are here tonight, how many of us are planning on going. So, okay, quite a few, quite a few, quite a few. If you have not registered your ticket, please, please save corporate from their little heart attack that they're having over there and get your ticket registered. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're like, I bought a ticket a long time ago, I got an email then, whatever, but I never registered. So this would have been in the last couple of weeks. Please call tomorrow morning to customer support and say, hey, I need my registration. Actually, I would go look at your junk mail, because a lot of people, theirs are in the junk mail. And if you bought part of somebody else's 10-pack and you have not received an email yet from the company, I would highly recommend that you reach out to the person that you bought your ticket from and say, I didn't get my email yet, because all of the 10-packs should be registered. They need to be registered by the 29th or 30th as well. So make sure that your ticket is good to go. So that, first of all, wanted to start with that. Next, we have 9 days left to enter this 22 and 22 contest. 9 days left of the free enrollment, and I hope you all are taking advantage of it. So if you are, okay, hold on, there's a question. They need to switch it to somebody else. You need to call corporate. So go ahead and call customer support and they will hook you up and they'll get that all fixed up for you. So call corporate for that. If you don't know the number for customer support, you can look in your back office in the lower right-hand corner. It's like contact us, something like that. You can find it on there. If you can't find it there, text me. I'll send it to you. I don't quite have it memorized. I should. I'm surprised. But anyway, so that's the first thing. But next, we've got 9 days left of this promotion. What is the promotion? So I'm just going to kind of share my screen here real quick. Hopefully you can see this a little bit. See, oh, hold on. Okay, well, all right, well, I'm going to be like a drunk driver over here, so just ignore that a little bit. But here is mostly, hopefully, the slide for what the promotion is from corporate. So people can enjoy a free enrollment until the 30th. So 30th of the month, not the 31st, to get the $29.95 waive. So that is what corporate is doing. So thank you so much for that, corporate. That's incredible. And then on top of that, Coach Palmer said, hey, let's sweeten the deal and let's make it fun. So for everybody that's participating and playing along and doing that, when you enroll a 4-pack or 200 PV, you get 1 ticket to Coach Brent Palmer's drawing for a free 7-night rental in Orlando. So it's on the resort property. It's a 2-bedroom condo. It's gorgeous. Pictures are all over social media. So you want to make sure that you enter that. So if you have enrolled somebody with this promotion and they bought 200 PV, a 4-pack of drops, well, you get a ticket. If they bought a 10-pack of drops or 500 PV, well, you're going to get 3 tickets, 3 entries into the drawing. And then if they got 1500 PV, however that is, 3 10-packs or whatever product, some kind of elite pack, whatever it looks like, then you are going to get 9 entries into the drawing. And we're going to do the drawing on September 1st. And it's going to be so much fun. And don't you want that? Like, I want that, dang it. I don't think I get to play, but that's okay. I don't need to. It's just fine. I want one of you guys to win. So just make sure that you're filling in that spreadsheet. And I'm going to add that we've now had it deleted like 6 times. I don't know how. I have no idea how people delete the whole thing. It's actually a little bit impressive, kind of scary, little impressive. So we have had it deleted. I'm able to restore it, but please go check it. So if you entered your information on there, maybe go look, because there are some blank lines that I wasn't able to get back. So I don't know if maybe that's you. So just make sure that your information's on there. And when you're typing in there, please realize that when you type, you're changing it for everybody. So scroll all the way down to the bottom, find the first empty spot and type there. Okay, so that's going to be that. And if you've never used a spreadsheet, like an Excel file, anything like that, and maybe you need a little tutorial first, well, reach out. I'll give you a tutorial or edit for you, because we want to make sure that everybody's on there. Because one thing I've noticed, I know a lot of you, like, I haven't seen some names on there, but I've seen them in my back office that you're enrolling people. So make sure that you're entering your info, because you want to win. Even if you don't want the condo, you could give it to your best friend that's going to the event, or me, whatever it looks like. Whoever you want to give it to, you can do that, right? So just make sure you're entering. So that's the first thing that I wanted to share with you guys. The next thing that I wanted to show you, and let me open it up here. I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that we've got a little bit more content on boards. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. And Denise, you're my person that I can see. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see boards right now? Okay, Alan, I got you. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Denise. So you're going to notice that when you go on boards, that you will now see, or you should now see, 6 weeks worth of content. If you don't, you might want to close boards, reopen it, and you will see the 6 weeks in there. So we've expanded a little bit. We've added a couple of weeks. I know that we know that nobody was going to remember what you did a month ago, but for some reason, people can kind of think that it needs to be a little bit more. They want to go a little bit longer. So you asked, we listened, and we have 6 weeks up there. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I wanted to show you is on week 1. And we added in a personal post. Now, obviously, this is just a placeholder. You're not going to share these, but it's to give you an idea of what we would love for you to do for your very first post. So as you're getting new people started, this is what we recommend when we do their getting started training, but we added it here so that if somebody's not on a Zoom with us and they don't get trained, well, at least they're going to find the information. But day 1, what I recommend to people is go ahead and turn on professional mode. Like right now, while we're sitting together, and we're going to make this first post, and we're going to take a little selfie, right? Or you can take a picture of them, and then you're going to say something about their journey. So I have seen, I don't know, not a dictionary lately. Different people put out different things for this, kind of a cute one, but you're going to come up with your own. But a cute one that I saw was, I'm kicking middle age to the curb. I've decided that now is the time for me to take back my health. I'm so excited to start something new and can't wait to feel better. Give me a heart or comment below to follow along, to support me, or to even join me on the journey. So it's just a little curiosity post, but for you personally. And it dramatically cuts down the "have you been hacked" posts, because it's your personal picture. And then it's kind of your verbiage and your language. And then the next day, we're going to start in the morning with our 9 a.m., 3 p.m., 9 a.m., 3 p.m. posts, just like normal. So I just wanted to show everybody that that is on boards. If you're using a different version of boards, reach out to whomever you got it from, because I know we all try to keep them in sync. And so we'll make sure that everybody gets everything. We don't want to leave anybody behind or out or any of that, but that's up there. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody saw that. So that was kind of the housekeeping. Now I get to shush and bring on our incredible guests. So I'm going to do this in alphabetical order, because that's just kind of the analytical person that I am. And so the first one that we're going to invite on here is Cindy Hurley, and we're best friends. We met today via text, so we do not go back very, very far. But I'll tell you guys how I decided who was coming on tonight, because what I did is I went through that form, right, that you guys are typing in. And I said, okay, who's rocking it? And so originally I said, okay, who's enrolled 3 people? And it was like a billion people, right? And then I said, okay, who's enrolled 4? Who's enrolled 5? And then I cut it off. So I just picked like the people that I could get a hold of that have enrolled 5 or more since that we started this challenge, and wanted to make sure that I invited them on here tonight, because don't we want to learn? Like if you haven't quite done that yet, or maybe you didn't put it on the spreadsheet, come on, put it on the spreadsheet so we can interview you next time. But if you haven't done that yet, Don't you want to learn? So Cindy, thank you so much for being on here, and I'm gonna spotlight you so we can all see, and I'll add myself so that it's not quite as awkward. So I'll add myself in there, even though normally I try not to. But I will, because I'm a nice-ish person sometimes. But I just wanted to welcome you. Thank you so much for being on here. I appreciate meeting you tonight and having you join us, and was hoping you could share your story with us to kick this off.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for this invitation. Yes, we did meet by text today, but I did actually ask you a question on text a couple of days ago. You were so kind. I had been on one of your Wednesday wisdom calls last week, and you had said, if you have any questions, reach out. And I did have a question and you answered. So I thought, oh, this is great. But anyway, so I appreciate your invitation today. So I found out about Slender Eyes from my friend Nancy Kennebeck, who may or may not be on the call, but she is a dear, sweet friend that I met in 2020. And she and I have shared so much of our stories together. We're almost like sisters, although she's in South Carolina, I'm in New York now. And anyway, she had asked if I would be her accountability partner to lose weight. And because she knew I had my daughter's wedding was just in July, so that's behind us now. But so I had about maybe 15 to 20 pounds that I wanted to lose before the wedding. And Nancy had some weight that she wanted to lose as well. So I said, sure, let's be accountability partners. Well, meanwhile, she got sick. We had found some other thing to do. And as she was sick, she found Partner Co. and Slender Eyes. And she was so excited. She called me. She said, Cindy, you've got to look at this. You got to look at this. But I trust Nancy like I would put my life on the line, but I just was skeptical. I pushed back. I was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that everything was safe. And so she jumped in, and because whoever told her about it, she totally trusted her. And Nancy's also a researcher, but anyway, she just got started, and I just kept doing, I'm just dieting. I'm just trying to do it, my own way. And she's texting me, I'm down 5 pounds. I'm down 9 pounds. And I'm like, I lost a pound, or I'm up a half a pound, or whatever. And it was just kind of interesting to listen to her and to hear her excitement. And I just pushed back. I do not know why. And I'm mad at myself because I probably waited. She probably told me around late February, early March. And finally, April 16th was my first start date. I did order the drops from Nancy. And so April 16th was the first day that I started the drops. But to be honest, yes, I had weight to lose, but it was more for my husband. My husband retired last November, and his job was so stressful, and he just kept packing on the pounds, and he has a heart issue. And so I was just thinking, I need to do this mostly for Paul. We had done a different weight loss program in 2019, and we both lost a ton of weight, and it was great, but he refused to go back on that. And I know why, and so I won't say the name or whatever, but I just thought I need to do something that's going to be easier. And so he joined me and we started together. He was a little annoyed that when I went grocery shopping, I said, well, we need to buy the things that are on the approved food list. And he's like, wait, I thought we were just doing drops. I'm like, well, yes, drops, but you're not going to eat the ice cream and all the fun things that you think you're going to get to do. Anyway, so we got started, and quickly he started losing, like really losing. Within, I think it was like 10 or 12 days or something, that we saw on pictures a huge difference in his face. So the inflammation was, already starting to reduce for him, and people started noticing. And anyway, fast forward. So I did lose my 15 pounds that I wanted to get to my goal before the wedding, and Paul lost 35 pounds. He had to buy a whole new suit for the wedding. So that was exciting. And now people are thinking, what are you guys doing? So there were a lot of people that were in our personal, face-to-face circle that were asking questions. And I told them, but I wasn't in the mindset, or I wasn't really able to, because of the wedding. If the wedding hadn't been when it was, and we hadn't started when we started, I probably could have gotten a much stronger, faster start, but I just couldn't. I couldn't juggle it all. So I did. Finally, the wedding was July 20th, and July 31st, after I recovered, Craziness. I did put up my first post, and I had really stepped away from Facebook. I follow Facebook, but I do not put any personal information out on Facebook. So to me, to get back into that, I was feeling a little bit like my friends that are on Facebook might be thinking, what is she doing now? But I couldn't be so selfish to not share, because I know that the American public in general has such a problem with weight loss and diabetes and all of the things that I just knew it would be very selfish for me to not share. So I did do the side-by-side picture of Paul's before and after, and mine with the before and after. And on my first day, I had 23 people. Now this is prior to the promotion, but on the first day I had 23 friends on Facebook that reached out and wanted information. The second day I put up another post. I don't even know if I was doing the 9 and 3. I don't even think I knew about that. I was just putting out my story and our success with the how well the drops were working for us. On the second day, I had 18 people that were interested. On the third day, there were 9 people. It did sort of slow after that, but anyway, so I had learned through a different business about a boost group. I don't know, are y'all doing boost groups? Okay, so the boosting really helps. And I started to sort of become friends with other people that are with Partner Co. And it's kind of fun to see everybody encouraging each other. And I really love that aspect to how we all work together. Andrea, you and I were not even in the same line. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm so still kind of new that I don't know who belongs where or whatever, but I just love the open arms that everybody here has. And I really just have been learning. And I did learn, Nancy did tell me about boards, but it was when I was on your call that there's what you just showed with the boards there. I didn't know, I wasn't aware of that. So that's why I reached out to you, because I was curious about, well, how do I find that? Like, where are all those pre-written scripts and all of that? So I started jumping in and using those from you, and it made it a lot easier. So with the promotion, I was like, all of these people. Now, at that point, I think up until the promotion, I only had 2 people that had come on board as brand partners with 4-packs. But when the promotion came, I thought, I have to tell them that they can get free membership for life. And the 4-pack was just really the way to go as far as, I mean, now, I'll be honest, most of these people think they have a 4-pack, so they have 4 months supply. So they're not really thinking about building a business. My job now is to help them to see that they need to go back and rethink how this really can help them financially. So that's my task now, is to go back and really try to help them to see that. I do have a decent number of people that did get the 4-pack. Several just only got 1 bottle. That's okay. But I'll circle back to them. And all the other people that I have yet to hear from, who promised that they were going to sign up while it was free, I still have to go back to them. But it's been crazy. As you said, I'm not fighting fires, but I am learning how to drive the ambulance. I was doing that today. It's my first time doing that. And I'm going to be in EMT class. So it's like, life is crazy, but that's okay, because everybody's life is that way. So I'm trying to squeeze it in. So I'm not always consistent, but I am trying to make sure I post twice a day as best I can. I didn't post it all today, which is terrible, but
well, that's okay. That's okay.
I had a busy day.
We're going to focus on the positive. So that's why professional mode is helpful, because we're all busy, and we all like, I'm actually trying to think, did I post today? I'm not sure. I tried to do a video with Mary Catherine last night, and I was scheduling my post for today, but after 17 takes, I think I actually deleted all of them. So I might not have posted today. So life happens. And I love, because you said some key things in there, like somebody kept following up with you, right? And she didn't say like, come do this, come do this, come do this. She just shared her wins. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I think about, well, if we are a product of the product, we're going to have a lot to be excited about. And we can go love on our people and say, oh, I want you to do this with me. Look at this, look at this, look at this. So I love that, like Nancy, good job, Nancy. She kept
Yes.
following up with you. And I'll tell you this, and you mentioned something. I never know. I'll tell you this, I never know who's on whose team. And I never worry about
Okay.
it. I never want that person to know, because I want to make sure that I treat every single human that's like joined Partner Co. We're going to love on all of them like they're our personal person. So I'm glad that you didn't know. And I don't know either. So that's good, because we're not going to worry about it, because we're one team here. We're
I
one big happy
appreciate
family.
that.
So I
Mhm.
love that. But you said some key things in there, and one that I thought was so powerful, because we all can get in our own way, right? And we can think, oh, my people. Has anybody else heard this once or twice, or
Mhm.
said it to ourselves? My people are going to think, right? Because your people are different than everybody
Yep.
else's people.
Yep.
And I don't want to sell my people. I don't want to spam my people. My people are going to want to see, right? And we tell ourselves a story, but really what it comes down to is we're scared, right? Like we all get scared. We don't want to put ourselves out there. But you said it, you couldn't be so selfish not to share.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's how I know that the belief is where it needs to be for you. Because when we realize, and this is not Slenderize approved, but when I know I've got the cookie, right? I have got the cookie. I know you want the cookie. I've got it. And so I'm just going to put it out there, because that's how good it is. So everybody is going to want the cookie. So I absolutely love that. And my last question for you. So, and I love your story, and congratulations on everything. If
Thank you.
you had one tip, because you're brand new, like truly, you really got started on the 31st of July. So I don't know, what's that, 3 weeks in, maybe exactly, maybe in a day, but that's okay. 3 weeks in, what would be your one tip for somebody that is brand new, and they're maybe they have a little bit of a transformation, maybe they don't, but what would your tip be to duplicate the success that you're having?
I think really just initially share your story. I mean, I did lose weight before, so I did have a good before and after, but I think the initial draw was not just that Paul and I were successful, but that I was just transparent, with what we needed to do, and that we were looking to make healthier choices. And people initially want to hear from you, people that know you on Facebook, they want to know your story. But I have continued to share all the other amazing transformation stories that I don't know those people, but I see their story and I know that to be a true story. But I always try to add a little bit of a me side of their, like, try to put myself into the post so that, well, first of all, you're not supposed to just share exactly, because then it messes with the algorithm, I think, on Facebook. So I do try to put a little something in there so that it's got why this story means something to me, and that I can relate to their story and their success, because that's helped me too. So I'm not really sure really what to say, Andrea. I'm really
So
just
that
trying to follow what Nancy has told me to do and what you guys have taught me to do. I'm trying to get more involved on these Zoom calls and stuff like that. So I was on the IPA yesterday. I didn't get there today, but I did get on. So, it's just taking little pieces from other people and saying, I can do that too. I really can do that too, and not feel, not get in your own way. I mean, I do tend to get in my own way. I don't like even hearing my own voice. So doing this call is a big stretch for me. I'll say that, right now, but I need to get over that, because I really want to serve people. I mean, my heart has always been serving people. I'm always behind the scene doing something for somebody. This is a way of serving people. So I have to remember that this is serving.
absolutely. And I think that was perfect. You hit the nail on the head. Be
Aw.
transparent,
Mm.
right? Be transparent. Because I think sometimes we don't want to put ourselves out there. And I do love the boards, because you can just use them and not worry about it. And maybe you don't have a story or any of that. That's perfectly perfect. But try to put yourself out there. That first post can make a big difference, because it's about you. If you don't have weight to lose, it's about you getting healthier. If you do have weight to lose, well, it's gonna, hold you accountable to keep going. Cause I tell you, there's nothing worse than putting that picture out there. Oh
Yes.
gosh, it's the worst. So it's nice when you have an after, but sometimes we got to just go out there with just the before and rock it, right? So
That's
I
true.
love that. Those were great tips. And I'm glad that you were brave and came on here. We loved your voice. We thought it was great. So thank you so much for being on here
Thank you.
tonight.
Alrighty, thanks, Andrea.
Thank you. So next up, alphabetical wise, this was hard for me because I had to go to the second level of the alphabet here. But thank you so much for joining, Cindy. And next up, we have Miss Dayle Diffey, who is a rock star and rocking with this system. And I'm not quite sure, actually. I gave up at 6, so I'm not sure how many people you enrolled so far during the promotion period. We're not going to start since the beginning of time, but if you wouldn't mind, first of all, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. I know you are so busy. Thank you. And would you mind sharing your story with how you found us and what PartnerCo's doing for you?
Sure. Thanks for having me. I was sort of surprised when you texted me earlier because I was like, I don't really feel like I'm doing much. But anyway, and my time is limited during the day, so it's kind of crazy. But so I joined on December the 22nd. And Sheila Bykowski, that a lot of y'all probably know, told me about the business, and we were together. Sheila and Tony Upton and I were at Taco Tuesday. And she told us she said, I'm kind of looking into something I think y'all are going to want to hear about or whatever. And so, of course, we were all ears. And then a couple of weeks later, when we had another one, she started talking about it again and telling us different things about it. And I said, okay, well, tell me what we need to do to sign up. And so a couple of days later, we signed up and had not a clue what we were doing. Still don't a lot of days, but anyway, so Tony and I both started on December 22nd, started posting, and I thought, it's Christmas weekend. Nobody cares. Everybody's doing everything but looking at whatever I'm going to put on Facebook, but I'm going to do it because Sheila said do it. And so we started posting on the 22nd, and a couple of days later, I had sold 20 boxes Christmas weekend. I thought, this is insane. What's the matter with these people? Why are they sending me their money? And anyway, so it just kind of went from there. And probably once a week for at least the first 4 months, I said, Sheila, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just selling drops. And literally that's what I did. And I just kind of have learned, I still learn something just about every day. Drive Sheila crazy, asking a million questions. Much of the time, the same question over and over. And so that's just, we just followed the system, literally. Because that's all I had time to do. It was a stretch for me to post twice a day.
Well, yes, because what's your day job?
I'm a pharmacist.
And working long hours, very busy.
Long hours, sometimes 6 days a week. So yeah. So posting twice a day was a stretch. And I will say I resisted the professional mode for probably the first 5 months because I didn't take time to understand it. And then I thought, okay, something's got to give because I was missing days and I wasn't posting, and I thought, okay, this isn't good. And so I thought, okay, well, 2, I've got to try it out so I'll be able to tell my team what, how to run it in professional mode. And so finally one day I just sat down and said, I've got to figure out what this really is, why it's so great or not or whatever. And so I just sat down and did it. And once I figured it out and tried it a little bit, then one Sunday I just sat down and said, okay, I'm going to set a timer, see how long it takes me to schedule posts for a month. And it took me like less than 40 minutes. And so I thought, okay, this is teachable. This is something anybody can do. If I have 40 minutes once a month, everybody has 40 minutes once a month. And so anyway, we just kind of have been selling drops and following the system, literally. Nothing special, I don't think.
Well, I think it's pretty special. And you said a couple of things in there. I love like listening to people and seeing what you tell me, right? So one of the things that you said was, I'm going to do it because Sheila said to, right? right? Like, not because I did my homework, not because I analyzed it, not because, but because somebody that you respect and you trust and that's
Definitely.
going where you want to go said,
Yeah.
okay, follow in my steps. And you went, okay, I'm going to do
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
I love that. Your team, I see that so much with all y'all because you guys follow the leader. Like, you're so consistent, even being busy and running around. And there's not a lot. You might drive her crazy with questions, but you're still doing the
Guaranteed.
thing, right?
Yeah.
I
It's
don't know. I feel
guaranteed.
like she likes it. I don't know, Sheila, if you're here, I can't
Uh,
see, but if you're here, you let us
she
know.
never shows it if we bother her.
She is the sweetest human. She is super patient. I've had some long calls with her too, and she's like, we got this.
Look,
So
I've told her many times that I think she missed her call in not being a teacher because she is so patient and she explains things on a level that even somebody like me can understand, which is saying a lot, especially when it comes to the comp plan and things like that, because it's just like, okay, Sheila, you got to really dumb this down because I'm not a numbers girl. I don't get all that. And so, but yeah, just having somebody that thought enough of you to tell you about it. And of course, you know, if you're already friends with them and you already have that established relationship with them and they thought enough of you to say it, or else you asked them, you know, about it. Maybe you saw their post and asked them about it. But if it's somebody that you already kind of have a relationship with, because which Sheila and I have not known each other all that long in the grand scheme of things, but we've worked together for years on something else. And so I already, of course, knew her and trusted her. And as soon as she said it, I said, okay, just stop. Tell me what to do to sign up. Because I knew Sheila had done her research and had, you know, and I trusted her.
I can bet that. I
Thankfully.
can bet that for
Thankfully.
sure. So the
Yeah.
other thing that you said was, I have to try it so I can tell my team. And I think a lot of times we have to remember that. Like, sometimes we might be hesitant or we aren't too sure about something or whatever. But if we're going to tell somebody else to do it, right? Or if we
Yeah.
know they're getting told every day to do it from somebody that we know and we love and we trust, well, then I guess we kind of have to do it too, so that it's not, what do we tell our kids? Like, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always work, right? I don't think I've ever actually had that work over here.
Yeah.
So
Same.
be careful what your kids see you do. That could be the story right there. But I absolutely love that. So from you, so obviously congratulations. And I know you say you're not doing anything special. But what's one thing that I might be able to do that I could be able to get the results that you're getting?
So as far as the promotion, when it started, I thought, okay, I got to kick this into high gear. I've got to do something. And so I went back and yes, I'm old and I'm very old school. And so I literally have like a notebook, from everybody that's ever bought a box of drops from me, when they bought it, all the things. So I started there and I went back to, you know, maybe not the people that bought a box and just fell off the wagon, because that's my next to-do list, is to go back to those people that bought a single box and then went MIA. But the people that had bought a couple of boxes from me, particularly if they had bought one recently, I just sent them a message and said, hey, you know, we've got a promo going. You can save a lot of money. You can waive, you know, the fee is waived. You can be a brand partner, get my price. So I did that standard, you know, kind of what I think we were told on the original call to do for the promotion. But then I went back through Messenger, which took a little minute, to all the people that from day one, when I started posting, had, you know, messaged me, hey, tell me about the drops, but they didn't buy drops. And I said, you know, hey, it's been a while, but a while back you asked me about the drops, and I just want to let you know, we've got a promotion going right now. You can get my price, you know, no fee or whatever. And if you buy, you know, because I would have already told them the price, right? So I would have already said, you know, $150 a box. And I said, you remember, price was $150 if you bought a box from me, but now, you know, you can get a 4-pack for $371. And so I just, you know, let me know if you want the link to enroll for free and grab a 4-pack. And so that really, I feel like, got more people's attention, just because I did go back and try to touch base with the ones that had asked about it, but just hadn't bought. And so several of the people that enrolled with a 4-pack were those people
I
that,
love that.
might have asked me about it in January. And then
That
we
is a
haven't
game
really,
changer.
And then the other people, I had people that had bought a box here and there. And I just reached back out to them because, it is going to take them more than a month. So my next list is to go back to the people that bought a box and then crickets,
Mhm.
To say, hey, if you want to give it another try, be prepared for it to take a couple of months. Here's the best way to, save the most money. So that's on my to-do list, maybe for the weekend, whenever I have
Well,
time.
Tony just put it in there. We do have a do-over script in there. So
Yes,
for
yes,
all of those, yeah,
yes.
I love that. And you
And I
just,
looked for it earlier, but I couldn't find it. So maybe somebody can tell me where to find it, but
it's in the 22 and
okay, yeah.
22
Yeah,
folder. So like
because
there's
I
a
started
bunch
looking
of
and got
different,
busy and had to
yeah.
just quit for a second,
So
but
under
that's my
tech
next to do.
22 and 22, and
Yeah,
it's in there. I think it's labeled do-over, but and there might even be
okay,
2 versions because whoever like was rocking it and threw a script at us, we threw it in
yeah,
there because
yeah.
that's great. But I think you just like, I'm thinking about all the people. I didn't even think about following up with those people. I don't know about anybody else on here, but like
I just
I
went
keep
back
going
to day
back to my
one.
customers. I love the thought of going back to all the people that asked and disappeared because everybody loves a bargain. And now I have an excuse to reach back out to them. So if nothing else, worst case scenario, they're like, I'll just get 1 box. Well, shucks, I just sold a
Okay.
box. Yeah.
And I've had that too. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
had that too. I'm like, well, you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, or 10.
Yeah.
Whatever. So
You pick the number. Absolutely love it.
yeah,
So
pick a number.
congratulations, Dayle.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. That's huge. I'm going to answer a quick question here in the chat. So a couple people are asking, what does professional mode mean? And so what that means on Facebook, you can go into your profile, underneath your name, there's 3 little dots, click on it, scroll down, turn on professional mode. Why? It allows you to schedule. So you'll notice that it's going to change a couple things. Instead of you having friends, now all of a sudden you're going to have followers. You can have more than 5,000 followers. So you'll see that your number can go higher than the limit of friends. You also follow other people. You can still friend them, but it's going to show like if you're just following, you're not actually friends with somebody, it's going to show under your following portion. But the main difference is that you're able to schedule your posts. You can also, boost your own posts. You can do some other things in there financially, but you do not need to. And you can keep your privacy settings. A lot of times people, that's where they get nervous, that they think,
That was me.
oh, yeah, everybody's going to see a picture of my kids or, whatever. No, you can keep your privacy settings. You don't have to put it wide open. But that's the main thing, is that you can capitalize and you can actually market a little bit differently, but you can schedule so that you can take the 40 minutes once a month, schedule out everything, and then don't think about those posts again. Isn't that nice? So that's what professional mode is.
It's huge. And again, Sheila will back this up too. I did resist it. And I'm normally a rule follower, but for that, I just kept bucking the system, and I thought, I just can't do that. And so finally I thought, okay, I'm going to just sit down and see what happens. I'm going to try it. Because I didn't want my whole profile to be public. Not that all the creepy people don't still find me, because they do. But you can still keep your profile private and then just set each drops post to public, which is what I do.
Yeah.
But it makes a huge difference time-wise, because I get busy during the day. I don't have time to stop at 9 o'clock in the morning and post, because we're slammed from 8:30 when we open until usually noon. And I don't have time at 9 o'clock to stop. Oh, I missed it. I don't, and anybody that has ever done what I do knows you can't always stop at 9 o'clock because there's, people staring at you. But it has made a huge difference. And then I can just still go on there when I do have time and do my normal Facebook crazy videos of my dogs and all the things that I would normally do. And I don't have to worry about I know I've got the drops post handled, and I can just go on there when I do have 5 minutes and do my normal whatever I'm going to do on Facebook, wish people happy birthday and all the things.
Well, I
But
love that.
I'm definitely the poster child for resisting
Well, I love it. I love
That
it.
piece of the system, I did resist that one piece.
Well, I'm glad that you changed your mind. I'm glad it's helping
Yes.
you. And congratulations on everything you're doing.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm going to answer real quick and then we're going to bring on Denise here. So let me highlight you real quick. So somebody asked, how do you post how do you boost if you aren't posting at the same time? So I would say you kind of want to post, you want to schedule for when you can go play on Facebook. If you guys have heard the term, like, our engagement sandwich, all of that kind of stuff. So you will be on there roughly when your post goes up, and you're going to click on your own post. You're going to click on the three little dots or copy, and you're going to grab that and put it in the boosting group. But let's say you miss it. Well, later in the day, whenever you see it, whenever you're on there, then you would go throw it in one of the boosting groups. So that's how you would handle that. And somebody else said that you're not able to go to professional mode. I'm sorry, Sonia. Sometimes that happens. It is an extra. It's kind of a perk of Facebook that they roll out in stages. There's some different things that you can do to try to flip it on. What I would recommend is Google it. How do I get my account to professional mode if Facebook won't let me? And you will find a variety of different videos out there. One that I've seen that helps is if you delete the app, so not your account, just the app, delete the Facebook app off your phone, reinstall it, and sometimes that can flip the switch, but not always. So try that and then Google it. But with that, Denise, thank you so much, Denise Bales. I appreciate you being on here, and congratulations on everything that you're creating out there in this beautiful company with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on here. And if you wouldn't mind, just share a story. How'd you find us? How'd you become a part of Partner Co?
Well, last probably October, I started seeing posts on my Facebook newsfeed, and I was like, I watched it, and then I started deliberately watching it. I'm one of those people who've lost the same 20 pounds for the last 30 years. You lose weight and then you get so far and you kind of say, oh, well, I look okay. I'm not going to worry about that last 10 pounds. And so I was at that point last year, and I'm like, I really, really want to get these 10 pounds off, but they were so hard to get off. And so finally, it was, I think it was Thanksgiving night. I saw the post and I reached out to, it was Allie Miller, Michelle McKay's niece. So I reached out to Allie to ask her about the drops. I had reached out to her one time before and kind of halfway, forgot about it. And so I reached out to her again. And of course, the first thing she said was, can I get you on a 3-way call with my Aunt Michelle? And I thought, okay, well, then she's reeling me in then. So I get on a call with Michelle and we're talking, and y'all, I mean, it's like 11 o'clock at night. And so she was telling me about this Black Friday special that they were going to have. If you came on board with 10 boxes, then the 10 pack, you got 3 boxes free. I'm like, wow, 3 free. I mean, I just wanted to buy 1 box and get started. I had no intention of selling the drops or anything like that. So I told him, I said, can y'all give me just a minute and let me call you back? Let me think about it. Let me call you right back. Well, I had been feeling like the Lord had been trying to get me to include my husband more on some of my decision making because I just go do whatever I want. And I owned my own business. And so it was easy. I never had to go to somebody if I wanted to purchase something from the store or do whatever. And that's just the way I just did it. So I go in there and I'm talking to him about it. And I said, well, you get buy 10, you get 3 free. And this, that, and other. And I said, I think I can sell these. I really do. I said, if they do everything that they just told me on that phone, then these are going to sell. And he says, well, what if you don't? I said, well, then you got 5 months worth and I got 5 months worth and we'll just have to take them. So I went, he said, well, why are you asking me? I said, because I need your credit card. My credit card was tied up with my store. And so I didn't want to mix that with my store stuff. So he said, all right, well, here. So he gave it to me and I went back and I called and told her, okay, I'm going to do it. I think I can sell these. So I waited about a week or so before my drops came in, and I didn't post. I didn't do any of that. I waited for them to come in. And then I did just what Michelle told me to do. She says, post this. I didn't necessarily post at 9 and 3 either because of my job. And I could never get professional mode to work on my phone. I don't know why. So I would just be at work and stop and make a post and do my post. But I never did do 9 and 3. And so I did my first week. And when I posted my first week's results, I started on December the 1st, the month of Christmas, of course. And I did my first post and I just kept putting it out. People, my phone started blowing up. People were asking me all about it. First of all, I didn't think I was going to sell anything the month of Christmas. And so I put it out there and people kept blowing my phone up. Well, by that Friday, 1 week, I had already sold 10 of them. And I was like, wow, these people, they're buying this. So when I posted my 1 week results, my phone blew up again. I lost 4.5 pounds the first week. And remember, my goal was only 10 pounds. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I am halfway to my goal in 1 week. So anyhow, then I had to call Michelle because I didn't know how to order or anything like that. So we got my order in and I had another 10. By the time that 10 pack came, it was sold. So I had to order again. And so I sold 15. I got to Ultimate in 3 weeks, and then we had to find somebody to sign up so that I could get my bonus. And so I did that, and I sold a 10 pack a week for the week of December, which really, really surprised me because of Christmas. Now, I'm not going to lie. I ate all the Christmas things. I went to all the Christmas parties. But at the end of the month, I was still down 5 pounds, taking my drops, and I was still down to 5 pounds. So by the end of January, I was down my 10 pounds. And so this is August, and I'm down a total of 12 pounds, and I've kept it off by using the drops. And so in January, it blew up. I think I sold 20 to 25 boxes every week, the week in January, the month of January. And so I was like, okay, wow. I made that extra money that I just told my husband I can sell 10 a month and I can pay for my girls' trip next year. So he's like, okay, well, go ahead, whatever. And then he would get that credit card bill and he'd say, you owe me like $7,000 or $8,000. I said, yeah, I got it. I go back there and get my stash of cash, or I had it in Venmo or whatever. And he was just shocked, that he said, you sold that much, you made that much. And I'm like, yeah. I said, I done paid for my trip. I done paid the hotel, the airline ticket, and everything off this drop money. Well, then in February, my store had been kind of one thing or other. And we decided in February it was time for me to close the store and come home. So then I still was posting, but I noticed that I had dropped a little bit because I was so involved in getting the store closed, and we closed on April the 18th. But since then, God's just blessed me. My team has just really grown, and I'm just very, very thankful. I have a good group of women and men that are on my team. But, I would sign somebody up, or somebody would buy some drops. I'm thinking, oh, I hope they do good on these drops, because if they do good, they can sell these things. And they just didn't do good. And so I finally said, okay, Lord, I only want the people that you want on my team. So that was my prayer. You send them to me, Lord, and I'll train them. I'll do whatever I got to do, because Michelle basically trained me and helped me get where I'm at. And so I just told them to do like Michelle told me to do. Just post these posts every day. Here's your questions. I've done network marketing in the past, but y'all, this has been the easiest thing I ever done. I mean, they have everything laid out for you, how to answer people, how to post, how to do everything. And so I love it. I love how I feel from the drops. I love feeling 10 years younger than I did before I started them, because, I was the one who never cooked supper. I came home and sat on the couch and picked up something or had something delivered. And then I started I feel like cooking. And then I didn't really go by the approved food list the first 2 months because I really didn't know. I mean, it was so new to us. And it wasn't until after I probably had lost my 10 pounds that I started eating better and going by the approved food list, because I started craving that type of food. You know what I'm saying? I didn't crave all the junk and the fast food anymore. And so I was able to, I think that helped me, maintain, plus the drops. So, um, I don't know. I just keep posting, and now I finally got my phone to work in professional mode, and I'm like, Dayle, that was a life changer, a life changer. I try to post a week at a time, but not a month. But today we were running errands, and every time my husband stopped to get out, I scheduled a whole week just in the car riding around town today, and I've got them all scheduled for the rest of this week. But that's how I got here.
Well, I love that so much, Denise. I love your story. It's so fun to hear about it. Couple of things. One, she had a clue in there. Did you guys hear it? That she reached out to Allie and then kind of forgot about it, right? And then she reached out again. And we think about, Dayle hit on that too, but there's so many people that reached out to us that maybe they kept forgetting. It didn't mean they didn't want it, but it just meant that it slipped their mind. So if we reached back out, imagine if we had a Denise join us. So that's huge. And then the second thing was the power of a promotion. Because Michelle said, well, she didn't say, oh, I can get you a discount on a box or whatever, because she could have offered that, right? She absolutely could have. A lot of us did right there in that little promotion. But she literally went from 0 to a 10-pack and said, well, you could get 3 for free. And right now we have the ability of using the power of a promotion as well, that not only are you going to save $30, but it gives you access to this bigger discount, because promotions are a game changer. Real quick in the chat, somebody asked when people respond that it's too much money, right? Or they ghost you after you send them the price, offer them Square. Okay, so maybe you don't have Square set up, but you could test the waters, use the Square post that says, I also offer Square, which allows you to break up the payments into 4 payments of $37.50. And you can use that. I haven't sold a lot that way, but a lot of people do. So if you want to be able to offer breaking that up, offer them Square. When they say yes, go set it up. If they
Yeah.
don't say yes, don't worry about it, right? So set it up after. There's instructions on boards on how to set it up. It takes a minute. It's banking. Just be patient. But you can do that as well. So that's what I do if somebody says, if they ghost me after the price, if they say, no, I'll tell you, if they tell me they've got to talk to their husband, I assume that means that they're not going to do it. So when you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, people do talk to their husbands. And they actually do buy. So that's phenomenal. I love that you said I needed to use your credit card. So that's perfect. I love that. But if anybody kind of disappears at that point, then I'll go send them the little Square post. I can also offer Afterpay, that kind of thing, just to see if maybe that allows them to get a little bit curious. And then we can also let them know that, you know what, we also have ability for you to even get it for free. So we can talk about that if you can't afford it. And if they say, well, what is that? Well, then get them on the phone and you're going to talk to them about that 4-pack, and they're going to start posting. They're going to move 3 of them. They're going to keep 1 of them. So their entry is going to be free. So they're good to go, especially right now with the promotion. So anyway, that's what I say. But with that, Denise, you're going to close us down, if you don't mind, with your 1 tip. If you had 1 tip for, let's say we all were on your team, if we could just do 1 thing to get your success, what would you recommend that we do?
Just to keep following up. That personal touch, I think, is the key. For this promotion, I wrote up my own little script. First of all, I did what they said. I made a list of all my customers, and I sent it out, the script out. And I mean, I called them by name. I didn't just post a generic script. I put their name on it, and I said, we've got the free, and I sent the free enrollment little thing on there with it. And I told them, I said, we having free enrollment right now. And, the best deal is to get the 4-pack at $371. And I said, you're going to save $230 over a 4-month period, or you can share with your family and friends. and get yours for free. You could actually, in Mississippi, you can actually make $40 and get a box free. So I would tell them that, but first I would send them the little script. And then if they said they were interested and I talked to them on the phone, I said, when can we talk? But I think that personal touch is something that keeps them not giving up, because a lot of times you buy a product and then you never hear from anybody else. And I think that the follow up and that personal touch to it is key. I think so, because I've had many people who were discouraged when I would check on them, and I'd say, let's do this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try that. And they're like, okay, let me try that. And then I call back, I check back on them in a week. That worked. That's helping me. They couldn't remember to take the drop. So they're just going to quit. And I'm like, no, you have a phone. Don't you set your alarm on your phone 3 times a day? And I said, I don't care if you eat or not at that time. Let's get them in you 3 times a day. So I think that the follow up and the personal touch to it is vital to keep your business going, because people don't, they think you just wanted to make the money. And when you show them that you care enough to make sure that they're successful in losing the weight, it's a game changer.
Game changer. Well, Denise, congratulations. And if you're open to it, text me your scripts and we can put some blanks in there if you're open, because if it's working for you, it might work for others. We can throw that in boards if you're okay with it.
Okay.
But would love that. But thank you so much for being on here tonight. And
thank you for having me.
thank you. That was awesome. We see why you're rocking out there. So thank you so much for that. I'm going to remove our spotlights, and guys, say thank you tonight. Thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with us. I'm always grateful when I have the opportunity to, interview incredible people and hear what they're doing. And so thank you all for speaking. Thank you all for joining. We can't wait to see you back tomorrow morning on the Coach's Corner. So love each and every one of you. Have a beautiful Wednesday night, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.